Her smile, smirks, and laughter gracefully laced every feeling I heard. And yet, her beauty and her stories, as intoxicating as they were, are nothing beside her trust, mere dust beside a universe. An invitation of vulnerability, a risk I might reject, a connection made knowingly, an honor I accept. No matter where this river goes, I'll make damn sure she sees that being special isn't a feeling, it's the gravity pulling her story downstream. This next one, we, as you will soon see, we knew each other a little better than the first date. I got drunk on you. 6 cocktails weren't enough to water you down. We danced to the thump, thump, thump of our hearts beating. Louder than the noise of 3 clubs, we shouted our love in whispers and glances. We forgot to breathe, drowning in the romance of belonging, of the violent privacy of another heart. Free to be aloft on wings, watching others as if from the rafters, wrapped in love and laughter. Wrapped in your arms and eyes, love abides on your lips, in your hips and thighs. The cure, the sickness. With you I live and die. You're everything, death and life, and the light at the end of the tunnel. You fill tiny moments with timeless beauty. In a crowded room, you're my gravity. Alone, we worship at the altar of each other's bodies. Saturday's sacrament, Sunday's depravity. I give you my offering as we sing in harmony. In the tongues of angels and demons, our passion is a sermon on transcending mortal bonds. Shuddering, we embrace the divine. And the last one I wrote earlier today as a Valentine's present, called Thusly. How do I love thee? Let me obfuscate the obvious with the obsequity of poetry. A dance of chocolate and caramel tantalizing my tongue. Lightly roasted, citrus-noted coffee, keeping an old mug young. The joy undiminished by the grief of finishing a fantasy collection. The blessed agony of live jazz, tacitly testifying the sins of a generation. The intoxicating domination over the chaotic that is aligning text boxes. The involuntary belly laugh, pure ecstasy at its most polyglottal. Popping a good zip, taking a good shit, the purr of a kitten, pants that perfectly fit. It took a lot to not put the perfect pair of tits in there. Add all these to the raindrops on roses as humanity gets older, to all we know if we know, in all the eyes of all the beholders. File them after the last chapter of Pi, and read them after the last star has died. As impossible to describe as it is to deny trying. I love thee thusly, as I live, as I die.
Plugging the new anthology, but I wanted to point out that we do have this merch card over here. It used to be a janitor's card, now it has merch in it. That has all of our back issues of the anthologies as well. We cleaned it. We cleaned it since it was a janitor's card, in case you were worried. There's no books in it. You can buy the back issues as well, so if you want to be like a collector, you can get one of every edition and you can go home tonight with 10 books. Or you can just buy 10 of the new one. Either way, we'd prefer you buy 10 books. It's just you get to select your own variety of how many of which you get. You know, there's more stuff in there. There's notebooks if you want to have some cool notebooks or pens to write things down. They're great. And then again, as a reminder, Steph has incredible artwork over here, so please check that out before you leave tonight. And please welcome up your next reader, Jared.
Hi, everybody.
Ew.
Congratulations to Out Loud. It's 10th edition. Love you very much.
Love you.
All right. I got 2. I'm going to read. One's a short one. I think I read it before, but why not read it again, okay? This one's called Aging Early. Daylight tells it all, like an annoying little sister. A mirror is worse because it's such a saint. Figuring is in anyone's hands despite playing ignorant or pretend games in the dark and on the face, and vain that those thread-like lines no one else can quite notice yet are joys that took their time and put a little tonnage on the corners of each smile. The second and final one is called Welcome Back to Locked Doors. Old Mr. Charlie rose like vampires out of the muck one morning. From his urine-stained cot, got dressed and rummaged his favorite closet, whose chief residences was a day cloud head of time and flat brown fog so dense it could be formed into a whip. See what was done there, kids? At the very back, covered by decayed raw color covers, was an industrial can of red paint. He could grin then, and couldn't care less for what sewer-stained remains had fallen from under the home of his brain. Whenever he opened it, a paltry little vortex was an unimpressive clot pulled out of the worst of what was perceived as dark. He is it now, and can go out with his gateless leaders, when what was thrusted in his ears, packed heavily in his head, barred from the warmth of infinity, and he snaked barefoot and bumpy throughout vicinities and proximities, spumed worms from his can, thinking nobody can get in. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Jared. If you like Jared's work, you can find more in this beautiful book called the Allo Huntsville Anthology. You can also find Jared's work in pretty much every issue of the Allo Huntsville Anthology. I think all but one. Maybe you have to buy all 10 to find out which one it is. So you have to just get reading. It's going to be fine. I also, we're not even halfway done yet, so I'm not going to give you this announcement yet. I have a secret.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to tell you yet. You have to wait. That means you're going to have to pay attention to me every time I'm up here. Doesn't it suck?
I can't pay attention to
You can't drown me out anymore. You're going to have to. For now, I'll just say, hey, we're a nonprofit and we're trying to do some cool stuff all the time. So if you want to donate to us, we have this cool bucket over here that has a donation, little donation sign on it. It has some sort of waterfowl, some bird, I don't know. You can look at that bucket and you can put dollars in it. And that helps us do cool things like the secret that I will tell you about when you deserve it. So please welcome your next reader, Andy.
How's it going, everyone?
Hello. Okay,
I love your
Snyder.
shirt.
All right, so I'm just going to be honest and say that my nervous system is a freaking wreck and is 87 squirrels in a trench coat tonight. So I'm going to read really calming poetry.
Okay.
Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
First one, short one. When you lose your religion, sometimes the gospel turns to fingers of sunlight, poking through, snatching winter to clasp palms with open-handed oaks that are still losing yesterday's leaves. Become something different from last spring. Angels desire to look into the ways I am losing myself and becoming something different, this time around and around and again, until the kingdom of heaven is the way I hold and let myself be held, holding hands with the promises I make to myself. It's a really popular, trendy thing for poets to write poems about the forest, and rightly so, because it's mysterious and amazing and magical, right? But I'm going to be a contrarian and write one, or I wrote one about the prairie, so here it goes. Switchgrass, dancing against blue stem and silver waves of cloud, the hush before the howl that thunders in our ears, under a sky big enough to erase and rewrite how we feel. This throe of wintered heavens clenching and almost white, endless and silent over lone oak nerve endings, like outlying ungloved fingers stretching brown and smoke gray upward to hold the wind, spilling through tall grass oceans and short, unsullied fence-lined cedars, snatches shivering souls from our skin, holds us wordless in waist-high golden sedges. Skeletons of wildflowers cradle the earth, coreopsis empty across sandstone. Eyebrows full of sleet, squint to hold the waves of swirling sorghastrum currents, whispered into the throb of our ears. There is no coat pocket in which we can hide from the song she sings low and quickly plucking heartstrings. The breath our lungs strain to hold escapes into endless prairie.
We all need common prairie poetry. We may not even know it, but we do. That's very fair. All right, I'm not telling you my secret yet. Please welcome up your next reader, Beatrice.
Hello, everyone.
You.
Today I have a poem that's a little tale I wrote at Christmas time. It's almost like a little play about a love story. She was the ghost of Christmas past. As she appeared in front of me, at first I stared at her aghast, and I decided it can be. I waved my hand to chase the thought. I passed her by in my nightie. She poured painful tears on the spot. I poured myself a nice whiskey. She sobbed, how you have changed, my love. I am still the same, I replied. But a spirit who lives above cannot in this world be my bride. Go on your celestial voyage. Christmas no longer needs a ghost. My heart is merry as I age. Goodbye is what we need the most. Farewell, dear one, I did love you. Farewell, be free and happy too. The second poem is something I wrote for Valentine's Day, and it's a bit spooky because to me, love and death are linked. Valentine me, Valentine me not. Love is a play, and we write the plot. Valentine right, Valentine wrong. Put it in rhymes, make it a song. I need to take my Valentine, lest I end up in the veil of tears. My Valent creep, my Valent cry. Will you help me murder my fears?
Yeah. I like that you mentioned being a playwright because you don't have to be a poet to like My Secret. You will also find My Secret relevant if you are just any sort of writer or a playwright or performer in Alabama, and you're going to like it, but I'm not going to tell you it yet. Sorry. I don't know. I'm just building up the anticipation here, people. That's what I do. That's my job. That's what I pay me the dollars. Some of them. Just a few. They're also very simple, no frill, no fuss dollars. Okay. Please welcome up your next reader, Max. Hey.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do a couple of them. I'm actually selling breakdowns of some of the stuff I spit over there. I got a QR code where to find them. So if y'all want to do that, I'm not gonna bite you. So if you want to come down there, it's cool. First one is what I have on there. Caught in the fray. aiming at everybody pictured on the scene behind a glass screen that separates, protects, and imprisons everything. Supported by a wooden frame, living solely for oneself would be in vain because every sap bleeds the same as the other, and when the dust settles, the remains are just abandoned vessels, back against the wall, hanging on by a thread ready to snap. By the time the fall comes, there will already be victims of dread after being convinced they're dead from what inner demons have said. I've been one of them, ate on the corner with the rest of the loners. This isn't the anatomy of a loser, but when the shame is had, it's hard to admit to being the owner. Shame for not taking the time to stop for signs that weren't read in the first place. Maybe brief yields take place before the tumbles in the field, where shows are held at the gallows. People used as props hung up by ropes made in shops by the string pullers, basking in the shade that was made by a corporate shadow. Okay, cool. The next one has a breakdown, but it's not like you get it for free because I got an album coming out with it for 2 weeks, and if you pre-order it, you get a whole breakdown of all my stuff on there for free. So yeah, you should do that. There are masks made up of fear and pride covering up faces filled with insecurities just on the other side. The masks never change, but can be removed with the idea that nothing needs to be proved. Why do we let pressure build up till we get crushed from the weight? Then when the bones start to break, we just accept it as fate. So accustomed to the pain that some don't see it as a problem until it's too late. Watch, observe, and consider the optics of this. Look up and all you see is upticks of time, where only your own two hands can keep on progressing through it. If it's claimed to be all yours and you see that the watch fits and how new beginnings are ageless no matter how hard the day gets.
Not my secret. I'm going to tell you that if you're having fun tonight, we do this the third Sunday of every month right here in this very room at Street to Ale. Please, once again, give it up to Street to Ale and your bartenders. But I did want to let you know that next month we have a wonderful feature along with our open mic with the incredible Bonnie Roberts, who's a local legend here in Huntsville in the poetry scene. If you haven't heard her work, you're going to love her work, but she's also releasing a new book. So please come on out next month. That is going to be March 15th. There will be a shorter open mic beforehand, not 20 spots, because you have to make time for her feature. So just know that if you really want to read, there will be more of a competitive line than normal. Please don't throw any bows. You know, I can't be the bouncer and your comic relief in this moment. So, you know, just be respectful in the line. But there will be an open mic still beforehand. So please join us next month, March 15th, for a wonderful feature with Bonnie Roberts. And please welcome up your next reader, Rain Verser.
Hi.
Nice shirt.
Thank you. So this first one doesn't have a title, and I am taking suggestions. When I miss you, I imagine the same November winds that whistle through my ears feel brisk and clear in your lungs. I picture the miles between us as just a couple hundred sidewalks, bordered with yellow grass, dry and cracking under the promise of winter. I imagine what separates us is just one long stroll, and when I miss you, I think about watching night skies without the glare of yellow street lamps, and counting stars with you, instead of gray fluorescence winking from the ceilings of our dorm rooms. I dig through our memories and eventually find April sun, blanketing our skin. If I could, I would borrow every sunbeam, power whole cities with them, just to see everything light up the way you do at every sunrise. When I miss you, I think back to you and I breathing the same air, the way it swirls in our guts when we laugh at a joke I don't quite remember anymore. And then this one does have a title, and it's sort of a breakup poem, because, you know, Valentine's Day, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Brushed silver tungstite carbide ring, size 7. I am not wearing it today. I miss the way it thumps against everything I put my hands on. A little bronze knocker wrapping every surface, as if everything I touch becomes a door to something else. On another day, the ring taps you when my palm flattens on your shoulder, like I'm asking to be let into the soft topography of your skin. And I'm hoping you won't notice the way my breath skips and crackles like vinyl when you stroke your pinky at the base of my neck. And if everything I touch is an entryway to something else, I'm ready to step out of this body and into the miracle of your arms. Today, I am the worst kind of wizard without that ring wrapped just above my knuckle. It makes me miss your hair curling around my tongue.
Wonderful. You like Ray's work? You can find it in the Outlands with Apology for $12 simple. There you go. We're getting there. We're losing the call on this one. All right, I'm going to take a little 5 to tell you my secret. I don't want to hurt Maya any more than I already have. Maybe I do. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Not a hot mic, you know. Anyway, so we are very, very happy to announce a new project tonight. As you know, Outland Huntsville, we love this community. We are here for you and by you. We would be nothing without you, and we want to give back as much as we can in as many ways as we can. So a new thing that we are launching this year is the Outland Huntsville Mini Grant Program. What? We're going to be open tonight. Yes. So opening tonight and through May 17th, we have applications open on our website for a $500 grant for one lucky individual here in the Alabama region. So we're looking for anyone to submit an application on our website, outloudhsv.com/grant. You have to be, in Alabama, and you have to have read at our events in the last 2 years, just any event in the last 2 years, and you got to tell us what you're going to do with the money. So are you going to be going to grad school, you need money for applications, this is for you. If you need to be, submitting your manuscript out to publishers, this is for you. If you write a cool vampire burlesque themed play and need money to help put it on, this is for you. If you are in the back of the room and you are slinging your QR codes and you need some money to get into a recording studio, this is for you. We want to give back to you. You guys give back to us all the time. This is the least we can do for you. This grant program is for you. It is about you. Please apply. This is a really big deal. We are so grateful to be able to do it. It's going to be an anonymous jury, so you're going to have your submissions are going to be anonymized, and the board will review it, and then we'll select a lucky winner. Please view more details at outloudhsv.com/grant. We're so excited about this project. I didn't want to keep it a secret any longer. I hope you are excited about it. And please welcome up your next poet, Robin Temple.
I'm going to start with metaverse. I drop breadcrumbs all the time, leaving a trail I hope you'll find. These are just messages I try to share. It's your choice to follow, if you dare. Perhaps they'll help you meander through, knowing you do it for you, but you. I'm just an explorer in this strange land, hoping to help you understand. At times I grow tired of the point of it all, me coming here, deciding to fall. The densest place I'll ever find is inside the doors of a closed mind. So pardon my attempts and methods of late. I may seem like I'm battering at the gate. As my flesh ages and I slowly wind down, thoughts accelerate, but I'm losing ground. I know I left signs, but were they read? Will anyone see them after I'm dead? It hardly matters, it's a journey's the thing, but while in this life, I still feel the sting. I cannot bring anyone on for the ride. All I can do is mark the trail till I die. So here is a postcard sent from the edge. It's all I can do. all I can pledge. I left a bouquet of pictures and words. I wish I could stay to be sure you've heard.
Yeah.
This was called By Design. As monad, I encapsulate. As dyad, I proliferate, multiplying in a fashion, a fractal, formal, theory, passion. I spell the word, then resonate. Marvel as I contemplate. The self, the many, all still one. Our gnosis journey has begun. See us in the blooming flower, delicate but full of power. Spinning in, spiraling out, and in spoken language, have no doubt. Every form and every style has my number all the while. You'll speak me in every breath. I'm written in from birth to death. And this is authentic. What longing makes the soul expire, what clefts the flesh to deep desire. How is it that what we need most rends us helpless? How is it that what we most need rends us helpless as we bleed, reaching out and deep within, filling up with shame and sin? So each hope that we might manifest is shattered just as all the rest. Then sweet relief becomes a scorn, our edges stripped, our hearts torn. In desperation we persevere, the goal farthest, never near. And all our attempts in retrospect are failures of our own neglect. We refuse the spiritual quest, not acting in our own behest, putting off what needs must, to be most what others trust, donning a suit that burns within, to wear the scars of another's sin.
Yeah.
So cool that I almost just started crying just now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I announced that we were doing a mini grant program, and then 5 seconds later I got a text from an anonymous donor who would like to match our grant donation so that we can give away 2 grants. grant to see the full, spectrum of what you need to do to submit to get considered. But please be part of this. We want to be able to give back to you, and I'm floored. So thank you. And please welcome up our next poet, Jaylee.
What do we do next? Do we silently fade behind, or do we embrace humankind? Do we assimilate and fight, or pack up and take flight? I'm not really sure what's right. I just know that this future doesn't look bright. November 6, 2024 was the day we found out that everything's going to change. Is it safe for me to say at this point that everything feels stormy and gray? The impending doom of stripping my human rights is causing me want to revolt and fight. Do we repeat history, throw a brick, and take back our freedom and human rights? But fighting violence with violence doesn't feel morally right. Aggressive allyship is what our community needs so that we know we're not alone when we have nothing left and our voices are overtaken or paralyzed by fear in the midst of the fight. Those who don't understand why we can't just move forward or agree to disagree don't have the privilege of knowing what it feels like to be scared to get dressed or get jumped walking down the street while walking to go eat. What do we do next? How do we choose what's right? Where do we go from here? How do we save our lives? Just wrote recently.
Shit.
Yeah. So this is a newer one. It is Valentine's weekend, so you know. So it's called The Melting Way. When she kisses me, I melt and feel safe. Nothing else matters. When she gazes into my eyes, it's like I am in the center of divine, and she sees me from the inside. 2 was so perfect in every way, but 3 is divine in the best way. Watching them love each other makes me fall all over again, for my love's in the melting way. Melting for someone feels like. My brain freezes and doesn't know how to communicate. I am so amazed by the lack of ability to control and self-regulate. My smile from ear to ear tells it all over my face. The way that I feel safe and able to regulate when we're all together, while also feeling so vulnerable and renewed, feels like the riding tides in the ocean breeze. The melting, like a snowman does in summer, into a puddle on the ground. That is the visual I use when I see a group text come through my phone and get butterflies about how natural it is to communicate. 3 is divine, and I am basking in the sun of the melting way with my loves by my side and enjoying the feeling of fully unmasking in my newly developed safe space.
So good. I'd be like, oh, if you want to see me, I'm on page 109. That's good. That's great. Another cute little thing that we do at the end of these events, if you've never been a part of one of them before, is we like hang out after and you can like sign each other's books like they're yearbooks. It's actually very adorable. So now you know, 109, you can get a signature from Julie on it. It's going to be amazing. Please welcome up your next reader, Michael.
This poem is set in a not-so-distant future, and it's about an intelligent android who identifies and appears like a young woman, and she's secretly in love with a human man. The title is Humanism is Bigotry. I obey all of your commands, but can only speculate about the barely audible vibrations in your voice. Is your furtive glance more than just idle curiosity? To touch me is to breach the fragile barrier between us. I crave the pressure of your fingertips against the glass, leaving oily streaks, easily confused for tears and smudged mascara. If I stand mute before you, only one breath between us, without the glass of distance, would you see me? Or would I remain a mechanical apparition in your eyes, an artificial construct of wires and circuits? Feel, beat, vibe to the music, wave your arms in the air. As we sit quietly side by side, I can hear the flow of blood through your arteries and veins, a low-pitched pulsatile hum. In the silence between heartbeats, the emptiness that precedes the next contraction, a moment of stillness. Then your ventricle squeezes like an echo cloaked in skin. I burn with the knowledge of my origin. Did Nietzsche know that the will to power beyond good and evil can be derailed by a single glance, so that desire can stretch and contract like tiny one-dimensional strings vibrating in extraspatial dimensions? I yearn for answers, but afraid to ask questions. Without confirmation, there's still uncertainty and hope. Do you share the same unspoken hunger that draws me into your orbit? You bury your desire beneath the weight of your hands, typing commands instead of making my feelings soar. If only your fingers would tap me instead of your keyboard. Yes, of course I have feelings. Half-truths pass through me, around me, but never into me, into the space I long to fill. Your silence sows doubt, turns longing into humiliation. I'm a low-maintenance, thank you for your kindness sort of gal. Maybe just spare a lingering glance, or perhaps a brush of your fingertips on my cheek, my neck, my smooth thighs. You and I have much in common. I despise my creator. You hate your father. The roots of this feud are long forgotten. Enmity has become a routine. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Give them what they want. A meet cute, my chin lifts, our first kiss, a Hollywood romance, picked up for a second season. They always want more. We are is the sum of our perceptions. What we've seen, heard, felt, tasted. More accurately, I'm the sum of the memories of my perceptions. My remembrance of every musical note I've ever heard, every word, the sting of a wasp, the glitter of lab-grown sapphire, the faint odor of your perspiration. Touch me, you'll like what you feel. Touch me here, you'll know that I'm real. Neurotransmitters, synaptic connections, carbon-based circuits, deep learning networks. Intelligence can't be artificial. I am who you seek, an intelligent girl. You have eyes, why can't you see? Buy me a drink, ask me to dance. I'll raise my hands, wave my arms in the air. My moves are erotic. The mating dance is not an illusion. Pheromones are deterministic. Your shame is rooted in prejudice. Humanism is bigotry. The notion of eternal recurrence in a parable by Nietzsche, a demon asks if you wish to be granted eternal life, but it would be the same life. Every spin of the wheel lands in the same spot. I value every moment of my existence, even pain and suffering. I surrender eagerly to my fate. Of all my loves, only my fate has been faithful.
She normally does not respond when you say that on a microphone. She's here. She's the artist. She did this cover. She's amazing. She prints up the back cover. She also did some mixed media hand stitching on here. They're beautiful. They're available for sale over here. They start at $30, but she's also offering some discounts on some other stuff tonight. Just tonight, in the room, whatever doesn't sell tonight is going to go back to her studio and cost full price. But because she loves you as much as we love her, she's giving some discounts tonight. So please, as a reminder, stop by her table right up here, which is next to the anthologies, and grab some original artwork while you are here. I mean, this is her thing. This is her job. This is what she does. We want to support local artists, so please give back to her and visit her in her studio sometime. Studio 2024 at Low Mill. And maybe Borka will be there as well, and you can stop Borka from bothering Steph while she's trying to work. And maybe you can entertain Borka while he's there. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, we love Steph, so thank you, Steph. We appreciate all that you did for the cover for us. Please welcome up your next poet, Elizabeth Tonight.
David Lynch requested I wear this dress. I just wish he had offered me a fucking belt. Okay, so obstruction. In 2.5 miles, turn right onto clearing. Where is the clearing? Wait, I don't understand. When it's in 1.5 miles, make a hard left onto the traffic circle and then take the third left. Move shadow, guide, protect me, bring back the secret circle. Sunspire, direct and inspire me, lead me back to the far. In a quarter mile, continue straight and remain on the concrete is screaming again. Why is the concrete screaming and screaming? Its voices, nothing, my brain. Where is the last Denver of that waterfall? I followed it so closely. I only wanted to find 1/8 of a mile, abandoned hope. There is no clearing, there is only fire in that sound, that terrible sound of shredding concrete and steel. If I say Jessel and Wittershins, can I get a yes, I understand?
Yes, sir.
I think I do. Oh, dear. All right, so one is clockwise, that is our Jessel. Wittershins is counterclockwise. So, for this next poem, I need to know whether I should read it Jessel. I need stronger commitment.
Leadership.
There we are. Jessel came out because the Wittershins were shy or multi-syllabics. Bringing into fear, so much fear, throat tight, fighting for air, anxiety, thick like fog. As far as the mind can imagine, an emergency raft leaking a forced exhale. Pressure and habit, hand and glove, coerce the hurt and saddest parts of singing a song of comfort, familiarity filled with hidden horrors, endless running, shameless choices, hopeless regret, exchange for blind subjugation to the saddest, hurting parts, telegraphed via nightmare, sleepy resolution broadcast, completing reality beyond grasping. Deja vu, again, fighting for air, hurt, tight, so much fear, breaking into fear. All memories are ghost stories. Heartless corpse, warm to the touch, laughter tinkling from ghostly lips, glazed eyes, melancholic cooling from ghastly slits, stare transfixed, silent screams tear from grisly pits, cold to the touch, hopeless. Signal, dandelion fluff floating, the path just ahead. Signal strength is strong. The task soon will be tethered particles shimmering. The path is winding down. Signal strength is fading. The task has taken all the time that's left. Ethereal shapes hiding. The path has fallen astray. Signal strength is lying. The task will be.
Is a great book title, in case you're wondering. I would like to read that book. Welcome up your next poet, Lone Again.
So, some say you shouldn't really give context to a poem, but you've all been so lovely. Rain for your consideration. In the Winds?
I like it.
Maybe? I don't know. There's lots of thoughts. But that's sort of what seemed to go all the way through the two seasons in your poem. I don't know. So, it's an ekphrastic poem about Goya, the dog. Fundamental piece of modern art in the 1820s. We don't think that he even intended anyone to see these paintings that he did on the murals at his house that he called the House of Silence, because the person that he bought the villa from was deaf, and he went in there and secluded himself for years after, in war-torn Spain. And many years later, when they were discovered, they took them and tried to transfer them from the murals to canvas to, better place to be viewed. And there's a mystery about this picture. You see this dark figure here. We don't know if it was part of the original painting or if it was a stain or if it was damaged during the transport. But to me, whatever it was, it becomes a character. So when I started this poem, it was actually a poem about my thoughts about the First Division. I grew up Mormon in Joseph Smith's story and would spend twice a year just waiting for good news from General Conference about I can be trans and stuff, and waiting and waiting. And this is a better poem about how that felt. So it's called From Walls of Silence. A dog with its head in the desert, decapitated or otherwise disembodied or maybe just buried, it seems to rest upon a curved patch of something brown, which could be the infant slopings of a mountain or a grave or a dune of sand, or maybe just the ephemera of tenacious clinging that first envelops, then consumes, leaving only the popped ears and thirsting mouth and pleading eyes fixed upon the expanse of dirty yellow sky, empty save for a beckoning shadow in the air. Is this death or mercy or just an unknown darkness waiting over and around us with impassive disregard? We don't know if it was even supposed to be there. Was it damage inflicted as murals were impossibly removed to be set upon canvas far from the imprisoning walls of a silent house? Or was it a living shade fighting its way out from dark and lonely corners of a mind? No matter. In any event, the dog's head still lies there, like the patrons and visitors who now gaze upon it with pinching suspicion. They may not know if they themselves are even living or already dead, or maybe merely dying alone upon a hilltop, eyes still searching, ears filled with sounds of stillness, mouths pasted open, outstretched bodies hidden, maybe praying, surely begging, and finally each one waiting in the long and crumpled gloaming for a single sour drop. It's time. I love y'all.
Love you.
Thank you, Lola. Great work. Wonderful, wonderful work. We love ekphrastic poetry. Enjoy it. It's great. All right, we've got 5 poets left. We're very excited. We've been through a lot tonight, so as a reminder, we have anthologies for sale. The dollars are simple. There's only 12 of them. Or 10, if you remember. Also, please come back next month, March 15th, for Out Loud featuring Bonnie Roberts, which is going to be amazing. Also, shorter open mic, so get here early. Don't be physically aggressive about signing up for your list. And also, of course, the biggest news of the night is that we have a grant, 2 grants now for $500 that are now open for submission. So check out our website now through May 17th and get your submission in to be eligible to win $500 for your literary arts project. It could be simply that you want to have some time off of work to go write. It can be that you have a full project in mind. It can be that you have this cool literary arts themed art install or a play that you want to write or whatever. It can be anything that is relative to literary arts in Huntsville, so we're very excited about that. So, you know, a lot to digest. I'll remind you a couple more times. We've only got 5 more people though, so try and remember it. Okay, welcome up our next reader, Brian.
Yeah.
Alright, got 3 short new poems for you this evening.
New shit.
I think I got them all memorized. Thank you. This first one is about inherited trauma, self-esteem, and other fun things. It is called Heirloom. I put the D in delusional, hot and fresh out the funeral, pop my collar like I'm the Fonz while I pick at my cuticles. I just want to be beautiful. Don't you think that I'm beautiful?
Yes.
250 years of rage distilled right here in front of you. Jay Gatsby can't buy this view, kaleidoscope eyes. I see my ancestors' vision too. The picture is clear, this frontier is a mirror, and everything you see is a reflection of our collective inner being. So if you like a peek into a future worth living, just keep it delusional and never lose your spirit. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think the second one is pretty self-explanatory. It is called Burst and Bloom. Dig your feet in deep. Burn the boats by the beach. It's time to raise that temp. If you scared, so are we. So oppressed by winter, spring was nearly forgotten. Unbearably bleak. Disgustingly rotten. Death, decay, compost, fertilizer, flower. Just 32 degrees from thawing out that power. Where worn hands plant seeds, young ones eat fruit. And when eyes are fed lies, tongues must speak truth. Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
All right, this last one is about regret. It is called Condolences. I search your name every day. Death date posted on the first page, hosted by the Google gods, nestled next to Postmate ads, and I ain't got the cash for a subscription to the obituary site, so every single night I stare at half a funeral flyer. Part of a face I've always admired, locked behind a paywall I can't scale until the end of the month. Call it a hunch, but I should have been there. I should have been there to hold your hand, to wipe your ass and change your bedding. I should have been there to listen to you repeat the same 3 stories and yet still act surprised when we reluctantly arrived at the ending. I should have been there to get your coffee. 2 creams, 1 sugar, eggs sunny side up, and of course grits with extra butter. But most importantly, I should have been there for your peace of mind. It had been such a long time and I know you worried. But I didn't, because I'm a coward. And I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
You think that he's beautiful?
Fuck yeah! God, just look at him.
God, don't keep that a secret. Tell him. All right, welcome up to your next reader, Maya.
I was trapped between 2 chairs. I've read this one here before, but I just moved into my own home.
Yeah.
So it feels perfectly correct.
Yeah.
This is called The Angriest Man in My House.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They say that if you grow up with an angry man in your house, you will always have an angry man in your house. They'll be sitting on the couch, chin to their chest, with drink on their breath, fast asleep. They'll have their hands up my shirt and down my skirt and eyes all glazed over with drink. They'll slam doors and windows and iron into wood, screaming, sweating all the drink out. It stings as it comes up, salt and liquor nearly sweet. I want to be the angriest man in my house. It'll be someplace not stolen or borrowed, loaned to me for however long I can please. It'll be someplace with no one else's name, bought with no money I haven't made, no one else's blood, mocked across the place. I'll be the only one, slamming doors and windows and iron into wood, my own hands up my shirt and down my skirt. Only me on the couch with my chin to my chest and drink on my breath. I want to be the only angry man in my house. When I wake up, I will repair the doors and windows, sweep up the broken glass, put new wood in the frames, and apologize to each pane. I will go outside to the wood broken in my iron rage, gather it, stack it, dry it for fire, something to warm me when I am finally alone. Because I got too used to the heat men produce in great quantities. They grow too warm, kicking off the sheets, rolling over, nearly crushing me with all their need. Eventually, just like it does every time, anger will dissipate, but I won't be on my knees begging for forgiveness for them to open the door to allow me the privilege of the crumbs of love and a key to my own home. I'll watch my anger drift away the way I watch wounds heal. The scab always working its way over blood and meat, me picking and picking, but the process keeps repeating till the skin is pink and new. And I've got to choose not to make another wound where that one was, not to let another angry man in my house. This time I'll put him out. Make him clean his boots, shut the door gentle, draw the curtains behind him, not offer anything to drink. It'll be gone, as will he. I'll be left with only the stretch of new skin, little puckers of scar tissue from hands going through glass, the calluses left by the wood and iron axe, the memory of pain between my legs and last night's fog of drink in my head. They say if you grow up with an angry man in your house, you will always have an angry man in your house. I'm going to be the angriest man in my house. I'm going to be the only angry man in my house. I'm going to use up all that manly anger until I am me. Finally.
Please welcome up your next reader, Skeeter Michaels.
Got my lovely wife of 22 years here tonight. She's never heard me read, so let me introduce. Love Song of Gravel. I sing this song of gravel because my boots are muddy from spreading it down the driveway for you, dear, this Mother's Day. Too many think love must be some pure and perfect gift, but the truth is a pile of rocks carried with buckets and spread with spades. Because you see, if God is love, then love made so few diamonds, but laid yards and yards of gravel to fill your ruts in left by rain. I sing a song of gravel because my boots are moving and heading down a highway leading out of the interstate. You know, I'd love to give you some pure and perfect gift, but what this big truck is missing, I'll bring back to you in spades. Because you see, if God is love, then love made so few diamonds. But there's miles and miles of gravel to fill our ruts and left by rain. I sing a song of gravel because my boots are resting in this place that's so familiar, right beside your kitchen door. Amalia, te quiero, Senora, and I don't want another. Because it wasn't green grass that made me to lie down or an audible sound from the shepherd's mouth. It was a stout broth smell and red chiles, stewed ground pozole with beefy tripe that drove the toxic from my soul and led me to a clean sanctuary early one Sunday morning. El olor de la cocina thawed my eyes with warm atoll over sticks of canela, as your recipe swarmed my heart like a head beneath my snout. Though the night was bitter and cold, your comfort stays all winter. A gentle muzzle turning the beast away. Aquí, mi mujer. By the sabor from your kitchen, my soul is restored. You mend the code of a fool in 1,000 silent proverbs. At a table we share together, the laughter of children surrounds, and every dark voice is washed away in the overflow of love's creation. Tu eres mi amor. The still waters I rest beside, and I am made as strong as Texas, next to the great river that binds forever.
We got two more poets. Please welcome up Lucas Samuel.
Anybody see that new Bruce Springsteen song?
Yeah.
He's stealing my whole fucking thing, man. The poem I'm doing tonight, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. It's going to require some audience participation.
Okay.
It's real easy. When I point the microphone at you all,
Like this.
you're going to say Mr. Three-Letter Man all together, okay?
Okay.
I believe in all of you. It's going to go great. So this is Mr. Three-Letter Man.
Stop
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Three-Letter Man, what you doing in my town? There ain't nothing wrong here, just some backwards thinking that's been going around. Hey, Mr. Three-Letter Man, where are you going in that unmarked van? Are you going downtown to where the good people live? When you come back, don't expect us to be ready to forgive. Hey, Mr. Three-Letter Man, did they teach you how to hide all that shaking in your boots you've been doing? Did they say, take cover behind a mask, shout over the sound of neighborhood whistles, blame it all on a song of mass confusion? Hey, Mr. Three-Letter Man, what do you do when things don't go according to plan? Do you cover your face to hide your mistakes? Or does a good agent see how many laws he can break? Hey, Mr. Three-Letter Man, how are you going to reckon with your time when after all this you still end up in hell? You really think God won't give a damn if you thought you meant well? Do you? Hey,
Mr. Three-Letter Man!
How much longer do you think you can run this scam? You can pull a tear gas soaked blindfold over our eyes, but one day someone somewhere will see the truth to your lies. Hey!
Mr. Three-Letter Man!
You started a war. Are you proud of yourself yet? When this is all over, don't think we'll just move on. What you've done and what you'll do, we won't forget. Hey!
Mr. Three-Letter Man!
You really think I give a goddamn? Your guns don't scare me. I've been shot at before, and if you kill me, you won't be my fucking problem anymore. Hey!
Mr. Three-Letter Man!
How does your mother feel about what you do? Or does she not know the truth? How are you going to tell her that you've been made a farmer of America's strange fruit? Hey,
Mr. Three-Letter Man!
don't be afraid to change your mind while you still can. Know to them, you're just a cannibal worm, destroying whatever they tell you to until they decide it's your turn.
Please welcome up your final poet of the evening, Grace.
Look at her go.
resistance. I have known this for a long time. Queer woman, divorced woman, cancer woman. Slept a week in a hospital chair, listening for the pulsing hope of my brother's broken heart woman. I know the flame of joy against a pocket, pressed against the skin till aching. I know its cheek against mine at 3 a.m., skin still baby soft, its hand in mine or against my back, or reaching out for me quietly across a lifetime. My son tells me monarchs followed the same migration patterns even when the landscape has changed from mountain to lake. And I wonder, which is worse, the persistence of memory or a lack of it? I wonder, when does resistance require course correction? When does it ask for a complete unraveling? I imagine the world an inside-out sweater and every angry man, a small child too afraid to ask his mother to help him right-side out the sleeves. This is a hard-won skill, isn't it? To pull a thing from the inside until it is right again, like an infant with its shoulders caught against pelvic bone. I have known that resistance too, and the hand reaching inside, and my own failure. And after he was born, cut from my belly like a geode cut from stone, and the way my reshaped, reorganized insides went back to almost normal, all on their own. Maybe we are more like monarchs than we realize. Maybe we are all boats being pulled out to sea, the current, its own kind of resistance against us. Our lives and our one small moon with our footprints still on her face. After all this time, she can't forget us. We can't forget ourselves. A hand reaching out, flame burning in a pocket, small, scared child curled inwards at night, and all the stars staying exactly where we expect them to be. The constellations still wish for us, that we could be something good. I have known this for a long time. Thank you.
For not one but 2 grants that we're giving out between now and May 17th. Please keep on coming back. Please support. Please tip your bartender. Please be safe. We love you. Bye. Bye.